If you intend to buy a cargo ship, or at least want to know what happens in this business, a new and modern cargo vessel can easily cost anywhere from $50 million to $150 million. This price is much higher than any commercial airplane. Even the entire income of some small countries is less than the money spent on a single vessel. Is that the company operating the vessel is usually not the owner. And a bigger question arises about how a floating iron mountain worth $150 million actually makes money for you. In the vast world of shipping, owning a vessel and operating it are considered two completely different businesses. And to tell you the truth, being a ship owner is much more dangerous and full of risk than simply operating one. When normal people hear about a cargo ship, they only think of steel and large containers. But you will be surprised to know that a modern container vessel is actually a complete floating industrial city. More than 40,000 tons of special steel is used for this purpose. It is designed in such a specific way that it can flex in the massive ocean waves and does not break under any circumstances. Inside this, there is a marine engine, which is usually taller than a 4-story building. This single engine has the capacity to produce 100,000 horsepower. All this is built on the foundation that the vessel can work with its full glory for 25 years. You can get this vessel built for yourself by major shipbuilding companies in China or South Korea. But the prices of these vessels never remain the same. It completely depends on what the price of iron is in the global market at that time. Besides this, it depends on what kind of engine you want and what the actual capacity of the yard is, where you are getting your vessel built. Global shipping is one of the most profitable, but also one of the most dangerous industries in the world, because ship prices and shipping rates change very rapidly. Unlike real estate, vessel values can suddenly rise or collapse depending on global trade demand. During the 2008 financial crisis, some ships lost nearly 40% of their value within a year. A vessel worth $100 million could suddenly fall to $60 million even before entering service. In the shipping industry, there are usually 3 separate players: shipbuilders, ship operators, and ship owners. Large operators like Maersk or MSC operate thousands of vessels worldwide, but they do not own most of them. Instead, they rent ships from investors and leasing companies. The real owners can be wealthy Greek shipping families, German investment funds, Japanese leasing firms, or private equity investors. Their business is simple: buy vessels when prices are low, rent them out, and sell them when prices rise. They do not transport cargo themselves. They mainly earn money through leasing. There are 3 major ways to rent out a vessel. The first is the time charter. In this method, a ship is rented for a fixed time at a fixed daily rate. The owner provides the crew and maintenance, while the operator handles fuel, ports, and cargo. This gives stable income but limits profits if market prices rise later. The second is the bareboat charter. Here, the operator only rents the vessel itself and manages everything else, including maintenance and insurance. The owner earns slightly less but has almost no operational responsibility. The third is the spot market, which is the riskiest but potentially the most profitable system. Ships are rented voyage by voyage, and prices change daily depending on demand, weather, and political events. During the 2021 Suez Canal blockage by Ever Given, shipping rates exploded from around $15,000 per day to over $150,000 per day. But when markets normalized in 2023, many rates dropped sharply again. Most ship purchases are heavily financed with bank loans. Owners commonly pay only about 30% themselves, while banks provide the remaining 70%. To protect their assets, owners create separate shell companies for each vessel, often registered in countries like Panama, Liberia, or the Marshall Islands. This ensures that if one vessel faces bankruptcy or legal problems, the rest of the fleet remains protected. The biggest danger comes when ship prices fall below the loan value. For example, if a ship bought for $100 million with heavy debt drops to $50 million, banks may demand extra payments. If the owner cannot pay, the banks can seize the vessels. Many shipping companies have collapsed this way. Modern environmental laws are creating another major challenge: new fuel. Technologies and carbon reduction rules are forcing owners to spend millions upgrading ships. A vessel built today using one fuel system could become outdated within a decade if global regulations shift toward another fuel technology. Because of these risks, many operators prefer renting ships instead of owning them. If global trade slows, operators can simply return leased vessels after contracts end, while the owners bear the financial losses. This system spreads risk across the global financial market. In the end, the shipping industry is not only about moving cargo across oceans. It is a global game of debt management, timing, market prediction, and risk calculation. Those who understand the system and make the right decisions at the right time can build massive maritime empires, while small mistakes can lead to enormous losses.